If people come up to you today in the street and go, well, okay, you're a nice guy, Simon O'Connor. Tell us a bit about yourself. Where would you start?
Well, actually, the paradox is now that I'm out of Parliament, answering these questions is a lot easier. Look, I normally just start by describing myself as a husband, and in my case, a stepfather to five, and a foster carer to one. Because if you were really wanting to reduce me down to who I am, for me, it's about relationships. I just enjoy engaging people, and the most important people in my life are my wife, Rachel, as I say, my five stepkids, little foster girl that we look after. Those are probably the most important things. And then probably the secondary side is not even political. I'm a student of philosophy and theology, and I love ideas. I love debating. So people and ideas is who Simon is, if I was to speak about myself in the third person.
And you got to ask why.
And I don't have all the answers to that. I mean, first and foremost, from Helen Clark to whoever, they're welcome to put their
Yeah,
views
Helen Clark,
forward.
Don Brash.
Yeah, I see Jenny Shipley as well was praising President Xi Jinping for being a strategic, what was it? Can't remember the exact word, but praising him. I mean, this is an autocratic dictator of the people of China. And look, I don't know exactly the motivations. Part of it probably is, genuine belief. Some do get sinecures ultimately through board appointments. Others, of course, um, well, they probably just want to be relevant. But it won't surprise you or anyone who does know me. I've got a real issue with the CCP or the Chinese Communist Party, and I think Helen and crew are completely wrong in what they're saying about how we should relate to China.
It beggars belief that these guys come out and support. I can understand Helen Clark. She's an old school Marxist. She's always towed the commie line in anything. But Don Brash, leader of the National Party, leader of the ACT Party, he should be ideologically and pathologically opposed to a communist dictatorship. The only reason I can see them coming out and saying anything is the same reason why Bob Carr does in Australia, who Winston called Beijing Bob, is that they're being paid. And that's the only reason I can see that they would come out and say those things. Well, obviously, we've got no evidence of that, but surely we'd be entitled to ask the question, are you being paid? But I know that you were quietly vocal, I'll say, but when all those protesters tipped up on the front lawn of Parliament, tell us about the discussions that went on inside the National Party about that, because I was astonished that not a single sitting MP would come out and speak to the protesters.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a really good question, one that I've been asked quite a few times. I mean, where to even start with it?